Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Monday, the 1st of February. 10 people killed in a suicide bomb attack in Afghanistan. Myanmar starts new parliamentary session after end of military rule. And Afghanistan CEO meets Indian Prime Minister, holds bilateral talks. And now for all the details. A powerful blast rocked Afghanistan's capital city of Kabul as a suicide bomber blew himself outside a government office. At least 10 people have been killed in the attack. No militant group has claimed responsibility for the attack.
The suicide bomber blew himself up after joining a queue of people waiting to enter an office of the civil order. Initial reports suggested that the suicide bomber had planned to enter a police compound but was unsuccessful as security personnel fired at him after he was recognized. 10 people have been killed and scores injured in the attack. Afghanistan security personnel have cordoned off the area.
گرانباز کسایی کردیم یک سه تا مرده میشه افتاده بود و دیگه زخمیامون بود که یک دفعه بود که امبولانس ها اومدن و کلا بردن و دیگه چیزی رو ندیدیم اینجا همین قگاب شو که امبولانس ها اومد کلا برد.
Kabul has been hit by a series of suicide attacks in recent times, including the strike near the Hamid Karzai International Airport and the recent attack on media personnel. Most of them have been carried out by the Taliban outfit. Several government installations had come under the group's attack, which is seeking to dethrone West-backed Afghan government and regain hold of the country. The attacks have also coincided with the renewed efforts to resume peace talks between the Taliban and the Afghan government.
Staying on news from Afghanistan, President Ashraf Ghani has issued a decree to ensure safety of journalists and give them access to accurate information. This comes as 8 Afghan journalists and staff members of media organizations have been killed in less than 2 weeks.
The decree indicates the commitment of Presidential Palace and National Unity Government, especially the President towards free press. Syed Zafar Hashimi, Deputy Spokesperson for President Ghani, said, "The decree focuses on the safety of journalists as well as ensuring probes into the killing of media persons. 8 journalists have been killed in less than 2 weeks in Afghanistan. The recent one was on Friday in the Nangarhar province. The Taliban insurgents are said to be behind the attacks on media persons. The militia has also threatened to target more journalists for their news coverage of the fighting in Kunduz city in September. President Ghani has instructed security institutions to use every means to protect them."
Afghan Chief Executive Officer Abdullah Abdullah on Monday called on Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Both the leaders held talks of bilateral interest.
Afghanistan's Chief Executive Officer Abdullah Abdullah and Prime Minister Narendra Modi discussed on key bilateral and regional issues including security cooperation in New Delhi. Abdullah, the head of the Council of Ministers in Afghanistan, is on a 5-day visit to India. The Afghan CEO is also likely to attend a conference on counter-terrorism during his stay. India and Afghanistan share strong bilateral ties. The former has played a significant role in the reconstruction and rehabilitation of Afghanistan in the past 1 decade. According to the Indian Foreign Ministry, India's extensive developmental assistance program for Afghanistan now stands at around $2 billion.
Moving on to news from Pakistan, authorities have claimed that over 182 seminaries or madrasas have been sealed for sponsoring extremism. They have also claimed to have frozen bank accounts linked to many banned militant organizations. A report.
The law enforcement agencies have sealed 182 religious seminaries in Pakistan's Punjab, Sindh and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa provinces due to their involvement in fanning extremism and other suspicious activities. The Central Bank of Pakistan has also claimed that it has frozen over $9 million stacked in 126 accounts linked to proscribed terror organizations in the country. These steps have been taken under the Pakistan's National Action Plan to counter terrorism and choke terror financing. The government under the National Action Plan had formed a high-power committee comprising of security personnel and intelligence agencies to crack down on seminaries with such activities. Madrasas are free and independent schools where religion is taught as the main subject. These institutes provide free education to the students and give them degree in Islamic Sharia. Most of these seminaries receive heavy donations from abroad. For many years, such seminaries have been a source of concern for the international community as links were found between Pakistani madrasas and international terror organizations.
Apprehensions continue to grow among the people of Gilgit-Baltistan over the much publicized China-Pakistan Economic Corridor or CPEC. Despite their region being a part of the billion-dollar project, people of Gilgit-Baltistan claim that CPEC would not benefit them. A report.
The Pakistani government may hail the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor or CPEC as a major boost for the economy of the country, but the people of Gilgit-Baltistan fear that the region might not get its due shares from the project. Locals say that the $46 billion project is exploiting the region's resources and is not benefiting them in any way. The government had claimed that the project would open Gilgit-Baltistan to the world, bring prosperity to the area and provide jobs for the youth. However, many claim that laborers from outside the region are being employed for the project, as youth of the region lack proper skills and knowledge due to the underdevelopment in the region.
तहफ़्फ़ुज़ात बता दिया सीपेक के हवाले से मेरे तहफ़्फ़ुज़ात ये है जनाब आली कि उस इलाके से गाड़ियाँ या चीज़ें जो दूल की तरह गुजरेंगी तो उसका उस इलाके के लोगों के लिए फ़ायदा नहीं होगा। और दूसरी सबसे बड़ा तहफ़्फ़ुज़ मेरा किसी की तरफ से जुल्म का नहीं है, सबसे बड़ा तहफ़्फ़ुज़ खुद मेरे अपने प्रॉब्लम्स है, क्योंकि हमारे लोग अब पुराने लोगों की तरह जफाकश नहीं रहे, स्किल नहीं है, लेबरिंग करने से रहे और आगे चलकर जनाब आली डॉक्यूमेंटेड तिजारत हमारे लोग नहीं जानते हैं। तो उसका रिज़ल्ट ये होगा कि पख्तून लेबर वहाँ आएंगे, पंजाब से, सिंध से और फ़ॉरेन से और चाइना से कंपनियां आकर तिजारत करेंगी और इसी तरह हम जो है किसी काम के वहाँ नहीं रहेंगे, ज़मीन हमारी इस्तेमाल होगी, वसाइल हमारे इस्तेमाल होंगे, फ़ायदा कोई दूसरा उठाएगा। मेरा सबसे बड़ा जो है खदशा ये है।
Locals claim that the federal government did not provide any mechanism to safeguard their rights. Gilgit-Baltistan has no voice in decision-making forums at the federal level, because of which the region has been neglected in the CPEC project, they added.
तो यहाँ ताकत की बुनियाद पर काम होता है, यहाँ लोगों से पूछ के भी इतना कोई काम नहीं होता, ये तो एक हकीकत है। और गिलगित-बाल्टिस्तान के लोगों को इग्नोर करना, नेगलेक्ट करना आसान सी बात है और ये एक रिवायत रही है।
The multi-billion-dollar China-Pakistan Economic Corridor aims to connect Gwadar port in southeastern Pakistan to China's northwestern region of Xinjiang via Gilgit-Baltistan.
Myanmar on Monday began its historic parliament session with new lawmakers, mostly from Aung San Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy, which swept the general elections held last year. This has heralded a new era, ending decades of military rule in the country.
Hundreds of lawmakers from Aung San Suu Kyi-led National League for Democracy or NLD took seats in the parliament in a landmark session that was meant to install the first democratically chosen government in half a century. The party won 80% of the elected seats in general elections in November, qualifying to form a government and end nearly 50 years of military rule. For many, the new parliament gave hopes for better future.
အရင်ကျင်းတဲ့ကိုကိုယုံကြည်မှုအပြည့်ရှိရယ်ဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲဆိုတော့exact လည်းဖြစ်တယ်ပေါ့နော်ဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲဆိုတော့ကိုလူမျိုးကို data အတွက်တကယ်ပဲကိုရီမန်းထားတဲ့အကြောင်းအရာတွေကိုတကယ်လုပ်နိုင်ပြီကိုစတင်လှုပ်ဆောင်နိုင်ပြီဆိုတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်တကယ်ပဲကျင်းတယ်ပေါ့
We are new. This parliament is I think better than first one. Right. We can do more. We can try more. And we can try the best.
On the first day, the members of parliament elected Win Mint of the NLD party as the Speaker of the House of Representatives. The process of government formation will go on until the NLD government officially starts its term in April. In between, the parliament has the task to choose new president who will replace outgoing leader Thein Sein in March. Expectations are now towering on Suu Kyi to fix socio-economic problems that the country was reeling under during military rule. But she is barred from becoming the president under the 2008 constitution because her late husband was British and her sons are not Myanmar citizens.
Madhesi leaders have claimed that the Nepal government is conspiring to end the community's relation with India. The ethnic Madhesi community, which is agitating against Nepal government over the country's new constitution, has been trying to gather support from India.
The Madhesi community in southern Nepal, which has ancestral roots in India, has been accusing the Nepal government of ignoring its interests in the new constitution. New Delhi has at time and again asked Kathmandu to negotiate with Madhesi leaders and follow a policy of inclusiveness to end the political unrest. Even as reconciliation between the government and Madhesis seems elusive, Madhesi leaders are now alleging a foul play by Nepal government in spoiling the community's relation with India.
नेपाल में अभी कम्युनिस्टों की सत्ता है, राष्ट्रपति कम्युनिस्ट है, उपराष्ट्रपति कम्युनिस्ट है, प्रधानमंत्री कम्युनिस्ट है, गृह मंत्री कम्युनिस्ट है, रक्षा मंत्री कम्युनिस्ट है, कम्युनिस्ट के प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैं। तो ये क्या है कि ये जो वामपंथी या कम्युनिस्टों की जो सत्ता है, यह अंध राष्ट्रवादी नारा देकर के जो भारत से जुड़ा हुआ भूभाग है मधेसियों को दबाना और मधेश और भारत के बीच का जो रोटी बेटी का संबंध है, इसे समाप्त करने की साजिश में ये लोग लगे हैं।
A leader of one of India's regional parties in Bihar province, which shares a long border with Nepal, said that the Madhesi agitation was not uncalled for.
ये आंदोलन जायज है, मधेसियों का की पीड़ा है और नेपाल हमारा हार मास का टुकड़ा है। नेपाल में गोलियां चलती, कलेजा में दर्द हमको होता, ये नहीं सहन किया जा सकता वहाँ दमन। इसलिए नेपाल सरकार दमनात्मक कार्रवाई बंद करे, मधेसी नेताओं से मिलजुल करके बैठ करके सुलह करे।
The Madhesi agitation at India-Nepal border trade point, which has been going on for last 5 months, has paralyzed the landlocked nation, choking it of essential commodities. Several rounds of negotiation between the Nepal government and Madhesi leaders have failed to resolve the political turmoil.
Well, that's the way towards in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. 10 people killed in a suicide bomb attack in Afghanistan. Myanmar starts new parliamentary session after end of military rule. An Afghanistan CEO meets Indian Prime Minister, holds bilateral talks. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.